Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Monday, April 25th, 2022. Welcome to day 461. A New York judge held Trump in contempt of court and fined him $10,000 per day for failing to turn over documents to the state's attorney general. Judge Arthur Enorgan said Trump failed to abide by his order to comply with the subpoena and that his attorneys had not shown that they conducted a proper search for records sought by the state attorney general Letitia James for her civil fraud investigation. Trump says he plans to appeal the decision and that there are no records in his possession that match what James has asked for. Meanwhile, Mark Meadows texted with Trump's family, his associates, and January 6 rally organizers, as well as Fox News hosts and over 40 Republican members of Congress, both before and after the violence at the Capitol. The collection of 2,319 text messages show how Meadows was the Trump administration's point person for the effort to overturn the results of the 2020 election. They also show how Trump supporters reaffirmed their support for Trump in the aftermath. Marjorie Taylor Greene in particular was in frequent contact with Meadows during this time frame, urging Meadows on December 31st, 2020 to, quote, get organized for the 6th, end quote, and then on January 17th texting, quote, the only way to save our republic is for Trump to call for martial law, end quote, calling on Trump to, quote, declassify as much as possible so we can go after Biden and anyone else, end quote. A quick editor's note, there's really no way to summarize 2,319 text messages. Just go and read the CNN article for a comprehensive overview. Meadows was also warned that January 6th could turn violent, but decided to go ahead with the Stop the Steal rally anyway, according to the January 6th committee. In a 248-page filing, lawyers for the committee highlighted the testimony of Cassidy Hutchinson, a White House aide in Meadows' office, quote, I know that there were concerns brought forward to Mr. Meadows, end quote. Adding, quote, I know that people had brought information forward to him that had indicated that there could be violence on the 6th. But again, I'm not sure what he did with that information, end quote. Meadows was also told that Trump's plans to overturn the 2020 election using alternate electors were not legally sound. Douglas Letter, the general counsel of the House, wrote in the filing, quote, but despite this and other warnings, President Trump urged the attendees at the January 6th rally to march to the Capitol to take back your country, end quote. Meadows is currently trying to block the committee's subpoena, including one that was sent to Verizon looking for his phone and text data. Moving on, Twitter accepted Elon Musk's $44 billion offer to buy the social media company and take it private. Musk said in a statement, quote, free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated, end quote. Musk previously said that he believes that timeouts from Twitter would be better than permanent bans, suggesting that Trump could possibly rejoin the platform. Twitter banned Trump following his tweets during the January 6th insurrection, citing, quote, the risk of further incitement of violence, end quote. Trump, meanwhile, assured Fox News that even if Musk reinstates his Twitter account, he will not return. Instead, Trump says he will officially begin posting truths to his own social media startup, Truth Social, starting over the next 7 days as planned. And finally, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the United States hopes the war in Ukraine will result in a weakened Russia that no longer has the military capabilities to invade its neighbors. Russia has, quote, already lost a lot of military capability, Austin said, and a lot of its troops, quite frankly, and we want to see them not have the capability to very quickly reproduce that capability, end quote. Austin's comments come following a trip to Kyiv with Secretary of State Antony Blinken, where the two met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to pledge U.S. support in the war. They also announced that U.S. diplomats would be returning to Ukraine. And in the polls, CNN says 41% of Americans ages 18 to 29 approve of Biden's job performance, down from 56% last spring. 40% of young Americans approve of congressional Democrats' job performance, down from 52% in March 2021. And 31% say they approve of congressional Republicans' performance, which hasn't changed much from the 28% it was at last spring. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.